Hi, welcome to the Business Swings podcast. I'm Christina Petrakis.
My name is Patrick van der Vost, and I'm the founder of ValueMyStuff.com.
I understand you were on Dragon's Den. How was that experience? Is it as intimidating as it looks on TV?
It is as intimidating as it looks. Yeah, it is actually. Oh my God. I was in there for 2.5 hours, you see, and then it gets edited down, to 10 minutes. So actually what you do see on television is sort of more dramatic than it actually was. I think initially the first 5 minutes are very intimidating because you literally walk up the stairs, you haven't met the dragons before, you haven't seen that studio before, and you just walk up the stairs, you see all the lights, all the cameras, the crew in the background, and then you see the 5 dragons for the first time.
It's always quite intense with all the question section. How did you find that?
What tends to happen is that you get an easy ride in inverted commas for sort of 15 minutes, and then out of the blue they just fire sort of 2 questions at you which actually don't have necessarily anything to do with the conversation. They try probably to catch you out, you know. It is a television program, so they have to make it look as dramatic as possible. But I think if you're on your guard and don't let yourself be thrown by it, then it is quite okay, yeah. I think the good thing was that they did immediately understand and grasp the concept of the website. So none of the questions were about the product itself, if you understand, because they all thought it was a good idea. But then the financials, that was where most of the questioning was, basically.
I understand it was Theo Pathetis and Deborah Meaden that invested. How is it working with them and having them as your business partners? What's your relationship like?
It's actually much better than I could have anticipated, to be perfectly honest. Before you start working with them, you actually don't know what it will be like, and I think a lot of people might be under the impression that it's when the deal is done, you get the money, they get the shares, and that's sort of it. But I've actually been amazed with the level of involvement they have. I mean, I speak to Deborah probably about twice a week, and we email nearly every day, actually. I mean, like, we emailed on Saturday, Sunday, this morning already. So they're actually very available, and they do spend a lot of time, I have to say. But up to now, I've been very impressed with them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and what have they brought to the business, apart from the finance, of course? What other things have they brought that maybe you couldn't have done yourself?
For me, the main thing is that it's a great sounding board. So A, that, and B, some contacts, introduction to contacts. For example, one of the areas that our business will move towards is providing valuation services for insurance companies. Immediately they have loads of contacts within that whole world.
And do you ever regret giving up a 40% share of the business at all?
No, not really, actually, because it's better to have 60% of 400 than 100% of 100. That's how one has to see it, really. And the business is growing much more rapidly because of having them on board. So no regrets, actually, no.